Hi there, welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you back. So, I'm building a new guitar. It's going to be a Strat made out of black Limba. I've had a long-term kind of fascination with Limba or Carina wood, going back to my interest in the Flying V, and I was originally going to build a Carina white Limba or black Limba Flying V. And I ended up doing one out of mahogany because I used a kit, and that's well documented here on the channel. It's the BYOG Flying V, and I love that guitar. So that kind of took away my desire for a Flying V because I sort of satiated that. And also that build was a bit of a hassle, so I was looking forward to building a Strat because I feel like that's a little more predictable. And I stumbled upon this body on eBay that just absolutely blew my mind. I fell in love instantly and just had to have it. And I'm really excited because I've always wanted to hear what Carina would sound like in my hands and how it will sound with a Strat. It's like mahogany, but it's tighter, and it has like a more of a sweeter top end, which reminds me kind of ash, but I think it has a little more mid complexity than the ash does. The ash sounds a little scooped to me. So those are my impressions, but I'm excited not only about the way it's going to sound and play and all that, but it's absolutely an incredible piece of wood. It's a two-piece body, and the seller just did an absolutely stunning job with it. It looks, I went to Warmoth because I was interested in one of their bodies, and this one is significantly more beautiful than the one they had in stock, just because it was two pieces of incredible wood that he got together, and just it looks fantastic. I hate to even put a pick guard on it, but he did an amazing thing of sort of arranging the wood so that the boring bits are sort of underneath the pick guard. So, and I really like this seller. This seller was great and really cool, communicated in a very friendly, helpful way, and also gave me recommendations for necks and other sellers like him and other small builders. I'm going to do a video about some of these people because I'm really excited to find them, and they do incredible work. So I found the neck on, I found the body on eBay, and like I said, it was just absolutely gorgeous and just it blew my mind. And you can see here, it's just incredible. And it's a black Limba Strat body, and as you can see, it has this incredible, beautiful pattern on it. Just to read a little bit of the auction, this is a beautiful piece that I almost kept for myself. Two-piece figured black Limba Strat style guitar body. He's done a little sanding, but I'm going to have to do all the finish sanding. And I believe that I'm going to cover the body in shellac. That's kind of wax shellac, because that's the only finish I'll use. And I'll do like the French polish. I stumbled into an article about that and a tutorial and StuMac at the StuMac site, and Dan Erwine does a guitar. I think he likes doing that because I've seen a couple videos where he uses shellac, and I used it on my Squire Stratocaster neck, and I absolutely love it. It feels incredible, and you can kind of take it down and get like a satin finish, or you can build it up and get like a really thick kind of poly looking finish. You know, you can really build it up, and it looks gorgeous. And the main reason I want to use shellac is I love it. I've used it before. I love the feel of it. I like the fact that it's natural, that you can do it in the house. There's not any like serious fumes or anything. And you're going to be basically playing the stuff that covers jelly beans on your guitar, as opposed to like, you know, some kind of harsh chemical or whatever. Not that it matters, but it's just kind of cool. You know, it's like if you have, I sort of have a vision in mind, the black Limba body, shellac, and then the neck is going to be hopefully some kind of wood that you don't need a finish on. I'm thinking babinga, winga, or wingay, however you say that wood. There's another one, I forgot the name of it, but it's sort of like a mahogany type of wood. And so I'm going to do a video just on wood, because I'm learning more and more about wood, and I'm learning about which woods guitar manufacturers are turning to so that they don't have to use rosewood and the original African ebony and some of the other woods that have just become, you know, if you look into this stuff, it's a real bummer. You know, it really takes the fun out of, you know, guitars, because it's bad. It's really bad. There's a lot of really shady stuff, you know, going on with wood. And so I want to be conscious of that and aware of that, because I don't, you know, you could end up having like a fur coat guitar, you know, if you're not careful. So I want to think these things through and pick tone woods that I think are at least somewhat, you know, representative of being careful. You know, they're not on all the sites lists and whatnot, and that also sound amazing. Because I always kind of want my guitars to sound unique, and I'm looking for tone woods that'll blend well together. I could do an all Carina neck, but I'm a little worried that I'll end up with kind of like a mahogany sounding Strat, which I'd love. I mean, I've listened to some of the Strats on Warmoth and stuff, but I'm so familiar with mahogany, I'm so familiar with the sound of it that I want to try another sound. And I believe the Limba is close to mahogany, but it has just enough of a difference so that'll make a difference. And then using a wood like Babinga, perhaps, a hard kind of wood that's like rosewood, has a lot of treble, but also has a lot of other rich kind of overtones and sounds. And then I read about Winga or Wingay, and a lot of bass players like that. It's a real snappy wood. And these are beautiful woods. There's also tiger wood. That has another name. But I'm going to do a video on wood, like I said, because I found this incredible site called the Tone Wood Database. It has a lot of information about the scarcity of the wood, you know, whether it's ethical to be using it and how it's obtained. It also has some great information on all these alternative woods. Some of them are very exotic and wonderful looking and would match up perfectly with a body like this, but they're not, you know, as environmentally destructive, and so you don't have to feel, if that's something that bothers you, you don't have to feel so, you know, bad about it. And if you're a manufacturer and you want to build guitars and sell them, it gives you an option, because that's where it really gets bad. If you're trying to buy woods that are scarce and rare and you're building a lot of them, you know, you just become, you know, part of the problem, so to speak. So I'm really excited about this. The Limba body is just, you know, I can't wait to get my hands on it. I think it might be coming tomorrow. And then I'm going to do a video about the neck selection, because I think that's really important as well. You know, a lot of people think the tone's in the neck. I think that the tone is in everything, you know, like the wood matters, the pickups matter, the player is the one who really matters, but all these things matter, and if they excite you and get you going and help you become creative, I don't think it's a waste of time at all. I think it's very important for every player to sort of, you know, get their own tone together. But man, the back of this thing, it looks like a piece of art. You know, it really does. It's like this figure thing down here, and then on the little pointy parts, the horns, you have this incredible, you know, figuring. And I'm not sure, because I read originally the Carina that has this type of figuring is actually been infested with a sort of bacterial infection, sort of like what happens with spalting, where you're growing the tree in water, and you're sort of letting this you're hoping that these patterns are happening inside the tree, and you want to get it to the point where it's almost like at the rot stage, but not, so that you get this amazing kind of spalted patterns. And I'm sure I'm saying that completely wrong. Wood people will correct me, and they should. And then with the Carina, it could be spalting. I mean, that's officially be what it is. It could be bacterial, because that's what I originally read. And I'm not sure that spalting always means bacterial. So I'm sure I'm wrong about all this stuff. But what I think might be happening with Carina, according to the Tone Wood Database, is these are actual mineral deposits. That might be a part of it as well. But it's really stunning. And in the past, usually you were looking to paint a guitar, or in Gibson's case with the Carina V, which was, I guess, would be considered white Limba, because they were avoiding all of this figuring and this streaking and these mineral deposits and the spalting or whatever it is. They were avoiding that so they could get a smooth, even finish. And I think a lot of it was because 1950s television, white and figuring like this would not have photographed well. They originally tried photographing white guitars, and they would just kind of disappear, and all you'd see is like the pick guard and, you know, the pickups or whatever, maybe the neck or the guy's hands. The guitar would kind of just disappear. But they found that the TV yellow color photographs as white. And white Limba Carina is sort of that TV yellow color. It's not quite as yellow, but it has kind of this like natural sort of banana yellow color to it, kind of the opposite of amber. It's going towards more of a white sort of yellow scale, as opposed to like a reddish hue, like what you would see with mahogany. And so they would look for the uniform pieces that looked, you know, kind of white, kind of banana-ish, kind of like that TV yellow telly that I'm talking about. And I think that was the motivation for that. But nowadays we have all these builders that are using these exotic tone woods, people have a much more appreciation for the wood grain and the patterns itself. I think from, you know, furniture and like shows about home stuff, you know, where you see these fancy woods, you know, being used for countertops or for outdoor purposes, or, you know, cabinetry, any kind of furniture building. And I think that sort of translates to guitars. I was always into like painted guitars. That was always my obsession. But I tell you, after I built the Strat, I mean, after I built the Flying V, and I used the wood tone stain, and I sort of learned more about wood, and I felt what it felt like to hold a guitar that wasn't covered in a thick finish. I got really interested in that, and now I want to take it one step further and build a Strat with shellac, and that's it, no finish, because this thing is so beautiful. I don't think I would want to put any color on it. I mean, that would be crazy. So I'm just going to color it in transparent shellac, French polish it, and in the neck, I'm hoping to find a neck over at Warmoth that does not need finish, like Winga. I believe it's called Brazilian ebony. I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me on that, but it's not African ebony. It's some kind of ebony-like replacement that looks like ebony, but it has color in it as opposed to being completely black. But apparently, it sounds like it. It's a hardwood. It's like a bright, deep, you know, sound to it. There's also Babinga. That's the one I think I'm the most interested in, because it sounds like it's the most like maple with a little more complexity. So that's what I'm looking for. I wanted to move away from maple, although I do like the way the roasted maple necks look. And I also saw a neck over at Warmoth that was made, let me see if I can find it here on my computer, that was made out of, oh shoot, I don't have it. Let me just think for a second. It was made out of, the wood is called canary wood. Canary wood. That one looked like a maple neck, but with more figuring. It's supposed to sound sort of kind of like what I'm going for. It's sort of like maple, but a little more, less transparent, a little more character, maybe a little more fundamental note sound. I mean, this is just what I've read. I haven't heard it yet, so I don't know. But I like the idea of having something unusual that you probably wouldn't find many other people with a Limba body with shellac, and the canary wood with no finish. That's kind of unique. I think that's cool. So I think the canary wood is a no finish. I'm not connected to the internet, so I don't know for sure. But I am looking at the screen video that I captured for the eBay listing, and the seller for this was a really cool guy, like really awesome. And a lot of times when I contact guitar people, they're kind of grumpy and they're annoyed if you ask too many stupid questions or whatever, and I seem to be full of stupid questions. But this guy was like really cool. Just gave me a good feeling about doing it. You know, that feeling when you like see something that you really like, and then you contact the guy that's selling it, and he gives you that feeling of confidence in buying it, and you also like immediately feel kind of like a connection with him, because he was very kind and answered all my questions, and gave me some references and recommendations for necks, like other smaller builders like him. I might go with Warmoth this time, because they have a whole bunch of in-stock necks that are kind of like exactly what I was looking for, and they're not too expensive. We'll go neck shopping after I get the body. I think I'm going to get the body. I'll bring it in, show it, talk about it. I'll start sanding. So that's going to be a bunch of videos, the building of that guitar. And I think it's going to be really interesting because it's different. And then I've got another project to announce, and I'll get to that in another video. But I'm going to be building a guitar with my friend Kevin from the band Play Center. Play Center is a band from Atlanta, and we played with them, it's been about a year ago, before everything got shut down. It was one of the last shows I played because I had a busy fall. And this was a late summer gig, maybe September of last year, something like that. And then I didn't play again for the rest of the year, and then COVID happened. So I've kind of been out of commission for a minute with my live stuff, which is a real drag. The time has been very compressed, so it seems kind of like a long time, but then also this whole year sort of went by in a weird haze. So it's weird. But anyway, I met Kevin. He plays in Play Center. Play Center is an incredible band. We played with them and another incredible band called Spurge. They're fantastic too. Different styles of music, but really cool. And they were nice to have us on that bill. But anyway, Kevin, Old Soul Kevin, and I are going to build a guitar together, because Kevin builds guitars that look incredible. So look up Old Soul Kevin. He's on YouTube. Old Soul Kevin, Play Center, the band, Atlanta, Georgia. excellent act, excellent guy, a wonderful human being, and we've decided to team up and build a guitar together. I'm not sure, what we're going to do with it. We might give it away. We might do a contest. He might sell it. I don't know. We haven't decided. But I just wanted to do something with him because he's an amazing dude, and I felt like it would be a good way to make a cool video and have another connection with another band that I think is a terrific band, and let people know about their music and our music at the same time. So anyway, that's gonna be fun, and I'm about to do some videos where I unbox the neck that I'm going to use for that project and the stain that I got from Woodtone, so that's super exciting. So a lot of really cool stuff coming up that I'm excited about doing, and I hope that my 36 subscribers or whatever can find some value in it, and maybe some more people will find it as well. Who knows? So anyway, black Limba Strat, some kind of neck. Not sure about pickups yet. Not sure about the rest of it, but that's where we're going to begin. Thanks for checking out this video. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.